What's the latest that you're seeing? We've just gotten the latest numbers from Hubei province today. Is this reflecting what Xi Jinping calls, yielding results when it comes to these virus containment measures?
Well, first of all, of course, we have this grim marker, which is a death toll now of 2,000. It was sadly almost inevitable. And what we're seeing in terms of those additional infections out of the province of Hubei is 1,693 additional infections. Now, that was a smaller number than yesterday. So to your point, that suggests that this slowdown in additional infections out of Hubei does continue, and that will be seen as a positive and goes some way to supporting what President Xi was saying and other officials here. We heard from an expert, a health expert who's been advising the government. He thinks that this may peak now in mid to late February for the southern part of China. But of course, we did have those comments from the World Health Organization saying that these very robust quarantine measures, some would say aggressive quarantine measures in the province of Hubei, affecting almost 60 million people there, have gone some way to halting the spread of the virus within China, or at least slowing it by 2 to 3 days in China, 2 to 3 weeks for the rest of the world. Again, it should be pointed out that the World Health Organization has been criticized by some for being very supportive of China's approach, when many would argue that China fundamentally mishandled this virus, particularly in the early stages. Others say that it's needed to be, the World Health Organization, supportive of China to enable them to come forward with the data and the transparency that they need. Anyway, in terms of additional steps that have been taken in the province of Hubei, we're seeing now that officials are trying to track members of the public there who may not have gone into the health system and may have tried to treat themselves at home by going to pharmacies and using and leveraging China's surveillance to track the purchase of drugs there, to track down anyone who may not have, again, been monitored by the health officials and the health service there, as they try to really round up the last few people who do have this virus, and they continue to try to contain it. And then again, I mean, we talked about that death toll of 2,000. We had another grim reminder that it is the health workers, it's the hospital workers, it's the doctors on the front lines who are really suffering as well. 1,700 infections at least from health workers, 6 deaths there. And the most prominent doctor to have died since the whistleblower doctor, a prominent neurologist, the director of a hospital there as well, sadly passing away in the last 24 hours.
And Tom, Beijing continuing to promise that it will hit its 2020 economic goals, with the Commerce Ministry now coming out saying that they will try to stabilize foreign trade as well. What are some of the measures that they're taking?
So the Commerce Ministry saying that they are going to be supporting foreign invested businesses. They want to see more imports of medical equipment, not a surprise there, but also agricultural products as well. They're going to speed up, they say, the approval of licensing so that businesses can reopen their doors, and that's been a key challenge amid this virus as well. So supportive comments there from the Commerce Ministry, trying to do more, particularly for those foreign invested businesses. But in terms of the impact, I mean, we're seeing, according to official data here, that really there's been a 25% to 50% slowdown across industrial sectors like coal, like steel production and oil refining as well. So there really is a need to ensure that the output is increased and that capacity is increased as well. That is a key challenge for officials here. Supply chains, employees, and getting that capacity back up as well.